Let's cover the tabs number 6 and 7 in the drawing window of WinBidPro V15 by GDS. So when we look at the tabs at the bottom, 6 and 7 would be the step and rake tabs. Now the step tab is the same thing as a cascade, where it's basically going to equalize the change in height in a stepping configuration from high to low or low to high. So I can add those to an entire elevation or just a few panels. It depends on what the look what look you're after. So I'm going to say I want to start at panel 1. I want to end at panel 5. And I could say from 30 inches all the way to the top, which is 120. And it's going to divide those up equally so that it steps up in a consistent way. So it's that easy just to add that. I can actually edit this by going in here and changing a panel number and hitting the tab key. So then now I'm telling it just to go to panel 3. And then I can even say I want it to step down the other side from say 4 to 5. And I can say from 120 to 60. And it's basically going to step down like that. So you can have, make that stair stepping type look with this step tab, and it's just going to divide up the steps equally. So keep that in mind. That's how that one works. So then to delete them, you can just hit the delete key when the row that you want is highlighted in this list. So now let's go to the rake tab. So when we click rake, it's kind of the same concept. We hit add the rake, we tell it from what panel to what panel. So I'm going to say I want to add it from panel 1 to 5. And then we want to go from say 24 inches to 120. And it's going to do a constant rake from low to high, from the left to the right. So now with this as well, I can go in and change, edit this. Now we have an odd number of panels, so it's hard to make like an even peak here. And keep in mind, you can make a peak, so I'm going to change this to 3 and hit tab. You can make a peak, but the peak has to be centered on a vertical. So we can't do a peak that's in the middle of a panel because it doesn't know where to fall. So that should be something we can figure out in a future version of the software. But for now, the middle of a peak is going to fall on a vertical. You can always exclude the vertical, and that doesn't include that material, obviously, but then the disadvantage of that is it still divides the glass up. So let me show you what I mean here. So I'm going to add, and this time I'm going to add from 4 to 5 at 120, so going the opposite direction down to 24. And that's a pretty steep rake. So there's kind of the look that we were after. So now this middle vertical, and to count verticals, we count from left to right. So it'd be starting with 0. 0 is the wall jam, first vertical, second vertical. So the third vertical could be excluded. And you can watch the video on the exclude tab. It's real simple. You just tell it what you want to exclude and click on it. And it turns it into a dashed line. And that means that it's just taking it out of the drawing and out of the price. Um, so that's what you would do. So that's the rakes, and these steps are the same concept as far as how you enter them and how they appear on the drawing. They work from left to right. You're going from high to low or low to high. And it just gives you that look, whatever look you're looking for. So that's it.